Good morning. This is Sarah with Posh Pooch Designs, and today we're going to learn how to make a scrubby, a super scrubby. And we're going to be using Red Heart Scrubby Yarn, and I just discovered all the variegated colors that they have, and these are so much fun. So today we're going to be making super scrubbies, and they look like this. Here's 3 that I've made already. And these are with solids and a solid cotton. And so what you're going to need is your J-hook. You're going to need a needle with a really big eye because it's going to have to go through the cotton and the scrubby yarn. You're going to need a cotton and a scrubby yarn. And hopefully you can find 2 that match. This is called Tropical, and this is the one we're going to be working with today with this orange. Now this crochet pattern is free on my blog, and I'll put that in the comments. So let's go ahead and get started. What you're going to do is you're going to be working with 1 strand of the scrubby yarn, and isn't that the neatest stuff? And 1 strand of any kind of cotton. I'm using the Peaches and Cream today. You can use any of the cottons, 1 strand of each. And we're going to begin by chaining 16 together. So there I've got my loop stitch or my slip stitch, whatever you want to call that, to start. And then we're going to chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh, let me get that paper off there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And that's what that looks like. They're all together. You're going to form that into a loop by putting a slip stitch in that first chain and slip stitching through. And now you have a loop. And in this loop, we're going to we're going to single crochet 16 times. So we're going to go through the loop and single crochet. There's 1, 2, and I do suggest you do these a little bit loose. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the hardest part, is getting all 16 of these in this ring. After this, it's a piece of cake. 1, 2. Sometimes you have to kind of finagle them down a little. Okay, so we got 16. It's real important that you don't twist. You want to make sure they're all going the same direction. Okay, now you're going to slip stitch in that first single crochet, and that's your loop, just like that. And this is your hanging loop. And don't worry if it's a little scrunchy. That'll all come out as we go. Now for row 2, that was row 1. We are going to single crochet in the first 4 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see those 4 on there. Now the next single crochet, we're going to single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet. Now if you have trouble finding that chain 1, because that's where we're going to be putting our increase on each row, you can use a stitch marker or you can use another piece of yarn to mark it, whatever you want to do so that you don't lose that stitch. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, 4. Okay, now we're going to chain one. Chain one is not a stitch, it's just a turning chain. As we're going to turn here, and you can see it's starting to point a little. And this is, don't worry if this is a little bunchy or whatever. That will all straighten out as we go. Okay, so row 3, we're going to single crochet in the next 5 single crochets. Each side, each row will increase by 1. 3, 4, 5. Now we're to that chain 1 space. So we're going to single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet in that chain 1 space. Then we're going to single crochet in the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, get that in there, 5, chain 1. And you can see how it's beginning to, it looks a little bit like a collar or something, but you can see how it's beginning to take its shape. Okay, and that's what you're going to do for the next 8 rows. You're going to crochet in that chain 2 space. You do 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet, and then single crochet back up. And you'll do that for 8 rows, and this is what it'll look like. You can see this is still a little bit hooky, a little bit droopy. It's okay, because we're going to put a trim on this. And this is without the trim. Once you get to your end of your 8th row, clip off your scrubby yarn, and we're just going to work with the cotton. And what you're going to do is you're going to single crochet in each stitch, and it's going to feel weird because now you're using a single instead of a double strands. One really neat thing about this scrubby is, although you can use it for any kind of dishes, pots and pans, plates, cups, anything, it's also the really perfect scrubber for scrubbing the ring around your bathtub. And with this little hook, this little circle hook, you can hook it on the faucet. After you scrub it out and rinse it out, hook it on the faucet, and then it will dry, and then it's ready for the next time you need to scrub out the ring around the sink, ring around the bathtub, ring around the shower. They're the perfect little scrubby, if you ask me. Great size. And the thing is, if you want a bigger scrubby, continue that pattern as big as you want. If you want it just smaller, make it a little bit smaller to do out your small glasses and pots and pans and things. So now we're at that chain 2 space, so we're just going to chain 2 in that space. And then we're going to single crochet. I'm sorry, I said chain 2. 2 single crochets. And then single crochet back up. And see, this is giving you a nice finished edge. I'm going to get back up to that circle so I can show you how to get it to lay flat a little bit. These things do come through the wash really well. The scrubby yarn from Red Heart does not shrink at all. Now your cotton might shrink up on you a little bit, but what I do, I just throw them in with my towels, my dish towels, wash them, and then I go ahead and dry them. And they come out perfect. Okay, so now I'm at this corner, and what you're going to do is you're going to evenly single crochet, and what that means is you're going to put 2 single crochets in the corner for a nice turn, and you're just going to go through each hole that you can find. And I try to put one on the end of each row. But this just, you don't have to do this, but this gives us this washcloth or this scrubby a really nice finished edge. Okay, so I'm all the way up here to the ring, and what you're going to do is those stitches that you did at the beginning, you're going to go around and single crochet in those stitches. 1, 2, and you're just going to work around. Those stitches. And if you want to put 2 in 1 or 2 of them to make it flow a nice circle, you can. I don't think it's necessary. Not for, if I'm giving it for a gift, I certainly will make it look as pretty as possible. But for me, I'll just go around it because it will stretch out. Cotton's nice and stretchy. And then again, single crochet evenly down the side. And that is pretty much it. Finish this up so you can see what it looks like. Like I said, the free pattern for this, I called it the Super Scrubby because it is super. And I'll put that free pattern in the comments for you. So you'll have those exact pattern counts and things. And then we get to the bottom corner. We're going to slip stitch and cut that off. Now, to weave in your ends, I want you to use that big eye needle because you've got a lot of cotton to go through. And just go ahead and weave in those ends. And I already weaved in the end at the top. And this is what it looks like. Let me hold those strings out of the way. And I take them like this, with my thumb through that ring, and I scrub that bowl, scrub around the tub. So there you have it. Super Scrubby. Thanks for seeing our video today.